Hi everyone, I am Tara, aka Spirit Mother, and I'd like to welcome you all back to my channel on YouTube. It's Spirit to Spirit Teachings of Going Within Self. On TikTok, it is 1974 Enlightened Soul, and I am also live on my Facebook. If you're familiar with my channel, or you're new to my channel, or what have you, I usually suggest to recommend and they read, sorry, they the description on my YouTube channel, Spirit to Spirit Teachings of Going Within Self, to get a better understanding of what my channel is about. I talk about things that's happening within the world, of what I observe or what I've read about or what have you. And I talk a lot about my own personal experiences. A lot of it has to do with my experiences growing up, my experience in everyday life, whether it be contact with part of the system or family members or just people out in general. My channel's not for everyone. It's surely, it's not for people under the age of 18 because there is a lot of cussing, right? Um, it's a part of like not taking offense to the things that I say because my channel is a spirit to spirit. It goes from spirit to spirit. And if you're reacting to it, then that's because there's a part of your spirit that is catching what I'm saying. Okay. Whether it makes you cry, laugh, angry, some people probably want to bitch slap me, but it is, they say it is what it is, but because parts of me, I get frustrated with myself when I bring this stuff forward. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm being a bitch, but no, I'm not being a bitch. It's spirit bringing it out into the light, out into the open. Um, a couple of weeks ago, at the beginning of the month, I actually, uh, 2 weeks in or something like that, 2 weeks ago or what have you, I'm trying to figure out the date. But the date's not important. I did a video with regards to Oak Island in Nova Scotia and the connection because my ancestors are connected to Oak Island. I did a video, it was probably around 2 hours long. And today I went on and there was a comment on it. Okay, and I'm going to read this comment because it's like the audacity. I don't have to come on and give people any freaking information whatsoever because I didn't have anybody giving me the information. I had to put the blood, sweat, tears, anger, fear, aggression of how people were going to react. I put the hours into the research. This has to do with my family, the genealogy. And for quite some time, I had been asking someone for a copy of the genealogy book that they all had, but I was always given, well, I don't have it, or I can't get it, or it's too much, or here, I'll give you bits and pieces of what I think is important when you ain't got no sweet fucking clue what it is that I'm looking into. So people throw shade on me. And if people want to think I'm aggressive, then I guess my channel's not for you because I speak about passionate things. It's not all, will you just get over it? Will you just fuck off? And this is a spirit to spirit. It's not directed towards you. So if you take offense to my channel, well, that's on you, not me. Okay? This is coming from a cousin. Okay? And I'll make it light to you. Okay, back years ago when I was little, okay, my mom would have my aunt and my uncle take care of us. And I remember one day when my mom come back to pick us up, and she was so upset because my uncle and his family were sitting down and having supper. And my mom's children were given nothing. We were set there to watch people eat. My mom would not do that to anyone. They treated my mom like she was a piece of shit. My mom dyed her hair like a currant, purpley, a darker color. And this person that I'm going to read about, she's a hairdresser. Okay. She told my mom, "Oh, that don't look good on you." Well, I'm here to tell you, when you put the blonde in my mom's hair, it made my mom all washed out looking. My mom looked good with the darker hair because my mom actually had dark hair and she looked gorgeous. It's because somebody else's freaking self-esteem. You got to shoot someone else down. You're not family. And you sure the hell don't know what family is. Have to let that ring. I'm waiting for a call, but right now I'm live and I can call back. This is what this person wrote in my comments when I brought a bunch of stuff forward. And to some, it was like, well, you're all over the place. No, I'm explaining stuff, but you're just not following or you're not catching it because you're too busy picking me apart. Don't like me? I really don't care because you know what? I see you for who you truly are and what you represent. Ignorance. You think your shit don't stink? Well, I'm here to tell you, your fucking shit stinks just as bad as everybody else's. Matter of fact, your ignorance shows that it's worse. Now, this is what my cousin wrote. Okay? My whole family has been treated like we were useless pieces of shit. But some of my family members won't see that, but they don't realize those people that you think that are nice to your face, there are a few of them that are really truly genuine. But there are the ones that they'll fucking stab you in the back faster than they will give you food. Yes, I don't care if they won't like me. They never did like me. It's like I feel sorry for them. This is what she wrote. Why not just give us information instead of this long video? Like, seriously? So I wrote back, not being rude, but why don't you go look into it yourself like I had to. I didn't even have to give you the information that I did give you. I chose to because it was the right thing to do when it comes to family. Then I wrote, your dad seems to have the genealogy book about our family that no one seems to want to lend me. So I had to put hours and days into finding this stuff out, basically, by myself because no one helped me. I went through the mental anguish, the torment. I went through the parts where finding out the truth about your family of what happened. The good stuff, the bad stuff, and the really fucking terribly ugly stuff. When you're feeling it, because that's what we're here to do. We're here to break what everybody says. Oh, there's a curse on our family. You're fucking right. There's a curse on your family. We say about like, generational curses. We say about like, like the way things are, like the generations, it's passed down from generation to generation. But people like that, They don't see the part in it. They just expect you to give them the information when you're actually giving them the information, but they're too blind and fucking ignorant to see it because, "Oh, how can you do that? You're just this, or you're just that. You're a problem child, or you have mental health issues." And there was a part of my past that they would ridicule me, they would shoot me down, but I'll tell you right now, those same people, they have a family member within their family that was exactly the same way. Actually, I only did it temporarily, and this ain't to throw shade at that person because I see beyond that mask. I see what really truly lies within, and I see screaming. Not once did I ever go and put a new pictures of myself up on social media. It's like, not throwing shade on her or them. I'm saying I feel you. And if you're happy living that, if that person's happy living that way, well, you're happy living that way. But I'll tell you right now, your family had no right to throw fucking shit at me. And that's the same family that wrote that. Always thinking that they're better than everybody else. They say about conceited. I see where the conceited ones are. Try humbling people because maybe they're getting ahead in life. My heart aches for these people because I know that their life wasn't all that easy. I know why well, she's not my aunt no more. I know why she left because she was tired of the chaos. She wasn't leaving her children. She was looking for something, the part of her that she was missing because I know the same fucking feeling. It's like people say, "Oh, well, you're never happy." No, living in fucking chaos, nobody should even be expected to think that they should have to live like that and say, like, "Oh, well, well, you just deal with it and get over it." Fuck you. You get over it. How about you start changing your ways instead of telling everybody else that, here, you do the work for me and then I'll go produce it to everybody like it was me who did it. To that person who said that to me, I didn't have to give you the information that I did. I chose to. Go get the fucking genealogy book if you want to know anything. It's in your hands. Your dad seems to have it. And I don't care if my family don't like me for bringing this forward. Oh, well, sometimes you got to have someone who's going to address the elephant in the room. I'm looking at two screens right now. One's here and one's here. 144, 1444 on the 20. Some people, they'll come into my channel and they'll tell me, calm down. Seriously, that's like going into somebody's house and telling them what to do. Get it, the I didn't invite you in. You chose to be here. If you don't want to be in my room and you don't want to hear what I have to say, then what the fuck are you doing here? What? Just to try to make me feel like I'm a piece of shit? Well, it ain't going to work because I know I'm not. I know my worth. And you all should know yours too. And it's not about climbing on top of somebody else and fucking trying to shame them. Although people will think that, oh, well, you see all this shit. It's not to shame them. It's say, here, wake up. I hear you talking about other people all the fucking time. I hear you talking about me all the fucking time. Why don't you have a look at your fucking door? Look in your own stuff. Look at your own house. But some people don't want to do that because it's fucking hard looking at your own. It's hard looking at your own shit. It's hard looking at your own family, your own temple. It's that part of, you guys have your own fucking dark little secrets. But see, the thing is, I have no shame in bringing mine forward. And people say, well, it's not all your secrets. Ain't it? If it's happening to me, is it not my shit? Like I said the other day, my youngest sister's mad at me, but I don't care. When aren't you? When is she not mad at me? Is it because I'm able to speak up and say something, and everybody thinks that, oh, you're supposed to stand in line, walk the same way, talk the same way. Don't you be disobedient. Watch me now. Because it's not about being disobedient. It's being a free thinker. These same people, they'll say about someone else, or they'll say about you, but then you look at their shit. Like, wait a minute, I didn't do that. Some people, you know, the truth fucking hurts, and when the truth comes out, that's the way to healing. Because the truth can be a burden on you. It creates a lot of tension and pain within your system and within the systems of others because they're told, don't you say a word. Don't you talk about it. I don't want to hear it. Oh, you always got problems. And I'm here to tell you, one of my problems is usually that person that told me I've always got problems. I'm going to bring this up now because I had somebody laugh when I told them about it. And I didn't really find it fucking funny at all because it didn't come out funny. I observed one night, I seen somebody behaving very strangely, and I understand what was going on. It's parts of spirit showing me things. And it was like this person like just wasn't there. They'd look at me like it was like, here, I'm gonna show you what I've experienced through life. And it was like they reached in the fridge and they had something in the middle, and it was just like they just dropped it. And the person there, like right now, I'm feeling the buzzing, and I really don't give two fucks right now. These people putting it up. If you feel shame for it, good, because you oughta. The person hollered, like just the way they were talking to them. Like I could see that it was like the person had a the person that was dropping the stuff. They had a total disconnection. So I would bend down and I was like, here, I'll help you. And then when it was time for, like, everybody was getting ready to go to bed, I wasn't the only one who witnessed this, and maybe the other person who witnessed this wouldn't say shit. They had no clue either, because most people would say, I don't want to get involved. But, if you're seeing abusive behavior and you're not getting involved, you're just as abusive as that person that's doing that to that person, whether you want to believe that or not. I was sitting there, and the person, like where we were, okay, they know who they are. They were sitting there and they were saying, well, that person can sleep there, this person can sleep there. And I'm going to say it, they looked right at my son and they pointed to a corner and they said, you can sleep in the fucking corner like a dog you are. And I didn't find that funny at all. Not one fucking bit. I wanted to pulverize the person. And I remember being told at night that my oldest son, when he was younger, used to go poop in the corner. And my question is, why was he pooping in the corner? Because that is something that has to do with abusive behavior taking place. But people won't believe that because they just want to turn a blind eye. And there are people that I really want to fuck up because I was told I was not to have any say. It was not my kid. Everybody else was allowed to have say. This is where the ignorance lies within the family. And people don't like me. I don't care anymore. It's because you don't like what I'm bringing forward that exposes you and your ignorance. I told people what I've done. All on here. But those same people will talk about him. You made him that way. Yes, he's an adult. But it became a program. It's that part of become what everybody says you are, right? And if people don't like somebody having feelings, then don't fucking come into my channel. Today I was going to come in and do about sins. That pisses me off because they're ungrateful people. Another one said, like, you're all over the place. No, I'm actually explaining things the way they fall into place to bring it back to the bigger picture of it all. Is that part of you learning anything? Are you understanding anything of what other people bring forward? Because it takes a lot, because you can go to a psychologist time and time again, but does it really get that poison? Because what needs to happen is that poison needs to be directed towards the ones that created that poison within you. It's not about throwing shade because they're always, I don't want to talk about it. All you ever do is this, and all you ever do is that. Oh, I'm here to tell you, all you ever do is fucking complain about everything and do fuck all about it. And then when there are people who do something about it, you say they're trying to cause problems or they're looking for attention. No. Like if you watch Once Upon a Time, there's a part in the series where you have the author. You're the author of your own book. Okay? It plays out and the author writes it as it plays out. But there are some that want to be the author of your story. So they will throw in some twists to fuck things up for you. And sometimes those authors can be your own family members. Because sometimes they see you thriving in life, or they see that you're moving forward, but because they can't and they're stuck, they want to keep you stuck with them. Or they want to keep you, hey dog, get in that corner. Seriously, I'm going to tell you, you're lucky I didn't fucking troll with you. Because you would have fucking deserved it. Just to get that in. It's disgusting. It's despicable. And they say the worst thing to feel is shame, but you know what? Sometimes, in order to heal, you have to feel that fucking shame of what you did. It's not always about they know not what they say or do. Because when you keep doing the same thing over and over again and trying to cover up, then you ain't learning shit. You're not taking responsibility. It's that part of taking responsibility for the hand you had in. I sat one day and I listened to this person talking about my oldest son. Likes to call him a brother. Sit there, talks about him, about like when he drank and drove, or the things that he did. They'd even sometimes it would be said to me, "He's just like Tara." Well, if he's just like me, then I'm proud of him, because it means that he don't take shit and he stands up. He might be ignorant to people, but it's that part of asking, why is he ignorant to those people? What seed is in them, that person, for them to be feeling this way? I get pushed away. I'd be told, he's not your kid. And I've come to realize that, my mom is trying to show me something. My mom is trying to bring something forward that's been a deep seed within our family for a very long time. And people get angry whenever I try to, because it's something that I am going through within my own mind, trying to figure out, wondering why. Every time I try to address it, I get told to try to cause problems, or I can't find it. They holler at me. They push me away. And they'll say, "Oh, no, we don't." "Oh, yeah, you do." It's that part of, you're not my loss. In the end, I'm a loss to many people because I see past masks that you hold. I see straight to your heart where your pain and anger lies. But people will tell me, "You're not psychic. You're not connecting with spirits." That's what you think. Because you're led to believe that, don't say shit about that because they say shit about it. But you're not. You're actually experiencing different forms of spirit, different forms of your spirit. And it's all intertwining with others. And that's why my channel is a spirit to spirit. Like, I have to ask, like, people say, "I don't believe in God and I don't believe in this and I don't believe in spirits and stuff like that." But yet, you believe when you pick up a dime, it's your loved one. You believe going and paying thousands of dollars to bury your loved ones. Why do that? What do you do? But I'm here to tell you, the reason why spirits linger around is because they're trying to show you something. They're trying to tell you something. And once upon a time, they went to the underworld. The evil queen had a mother that was the queen of hearts. She ripped people's hearts out and knew the queen. Her mother ripped her love heart out. She became evil. The mother, she gave away her oldest child because it would hold her back. No, I have to say, if I had a cat mine, would I be a lot further ahead in life than I am now? Because I probably would have been happier because I wouldn't have had children. I wouldn't have had shame. I wouldn't have had that part where I was trying to understand why. Because if I ran, I couldn't be there anymore. But people won't understand that. They'll just hear one thing and they'll fucking run with it like they always do. I know that there's a secret. And it's deep seated. And it's a secret deep seated in me because I know that other people have come and told me things. You want to burn me or throw your fucking hate at me, your disdain, good, bring it. Wouldn't be the first time you fucking did it. And I know that it's not only something that happens in my family, because I hear other people on here saying about their up, and a lot of people want to leave their families and want nothing more to do with their families. Everybody has a trauma in the family. Some will admit to it, and others will keep living a lie. But I'm not going to say that everything is okay anymore because it's not okay. It's your heart that is feeling the pain and it's creating the pain throughout your body. And people say, oh, well, it'll make you thick skin and make you tougher. Go fuck yourself about being thick skin and tougher. Because I'll tell you right now, if that's the way you look at it, you're a cold-hearted, like, lack of feeling person, or you're so cold and angry and bitter that you hold it inside, and instead of allowing it to surface, you fucking inflict your pain on somebody else. I'm not inflicting my pain on somebody else. If you are experiencing my pain, well, that's because it's something you feel within yourself. Only you don't want to admit to it, because when you admit to your own feelings, it shows that you're not as strong as you think you are. Because strength comes when you are able to look at your pain, to work through your pain. They call it demons. But people want to say that, oh, it's out there. No, the demons are within you, and you bring them out to the physical world because that's your body's way of trying to deal with stuff. But you're told, oh, well, you just shut up. You always got something to say. Well, I'm here to tell you, fucking so do you. It's like, people say you're all over. It's spirit. I channel spirit. So whatever comes out of me, if you don't understand it, well, I guess it wasn't meant for you. But if you want to come in and say, you're all over the place, good. Because spirit is expressing things. It could be your expression that's coming through me, but hey, because somebody tells you that, oh, that's not for you, you want to believe it. Do you know those limited belief systems? They're only there to be, they're put there to form a form of control, to keep you thinking that you need somebody else outside of yourself. Yes, you need guides. Sometimes you need somebody to sit and talk to. I do this because, like, whether anybody comes on my channel or not, I really don't care. Because I will go back and I will watch my stuff. Because it's not just spirit speaking to everyone, to others out there who wants to watch or listen, what have you. But it's spirit talking to me too. Because we never hear ourselves. We only hear what we want to hear, whether it be from ourselves or from others. And I said it's that part of hearing what you want to hear. Well, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. Because that was the problem. Telling somebody what they want to hear and giving them lip service. You did a thing, it's like do it another time because it has to do with what like people say your sins. And they say it's systems integrated into society, and that's what causes conflict and division within the family unit, which everybody is a family unit, but they think, oh, well, like because they're not second or third in line, they're nothing to you. Well, yeah, they fucking are because they're still a part of your blood. Their blood still runs through you. Their pain still runs through you, whether you want to believe it or not. So to those people who want to throw shame on, try to throw shame on me, I got no shame, and I'm not feeling guilty for what I'm bringing forward and what I'm saying. The world needs more people that are not afraid to express their feelings because you're always told, oh, keep your feelings bottled up. Yeah? Where do you think you get mass suicide? Where do you think that freaking killings come from? It's because it's told to bottle it up inside, and then it becomes a huge fucking blister. And then when that blister pops, some people do things that you wouldn't expect them to do. But then you say that you're this or you're that. It's not that you're always doing it to yourself. If you're keeping yourself in that rut and you keep repeating the same vicious circles, yes, okay, then it's your responsibility. You can't blame anybody else. But if somebody's inflicting something on you, it is in how you approach it. But when you're already suffering or experiencing mental health issues, lack of the spiritual knowing of yourself, and some people, oh, you use spiritual, you use religion. I don't use my spirituality to control people, but people use, your systems to control. I didn't find God in a book or in building. found God in here, going through the hard shit that I never wanted to really look at. It was like, back in, I think it was around about 2009. I don't, I went on the internet first. A spell that would bring out the truth about my family, which truth would be the family representing the world as a whole. To release that poison within you that keeps you grabbing on every time you feel like you're sinking. You grab hold of somebody else instead of realizing that you can bring yourself out. A savior can be anybody who can help you bring out the poison that helps you heal by teaching you how to do it for yourself, giving you that safe space to be able to express your feelings. The system will keep you close to the truth. You know, did you I often wonder, like, okay, within the medical system, it has to be like the only way you can get treatment is if you are going to somebody that the government approves of. So you have all these private sectors, but the government won't pay for it. Or you go for surgery, or there's certain medications that is not covered, so you have to cover it yourself. What are you fucking paying taxes for? But when somebody in the family verbalizes that, it's because people aren't getting it. It's still a wound. It's something that is embedded within you, and you keep running back, but then you keep going and saying, "We're waiting for our savior. We're waiting for our savior." The savior came with the message. Did you get it? Did you understand it? Because that kingdom that everybody looks for is within you. But because somebody who wants it to be possible now, it's about when you look at the word art, and if you go and you watch Bruce Almighty, it's about greed, okay? It's about greed and ignorance. And as long as you get what you want, you don't care about the other people. And then, because he lost his wife, because he was angry because he didn't get anchored. He didn't get that dream job, not realizing that the true dream is family. And then, Evan Almighty, he prayed to God because he wanted to make a difference in the world. And because he was being truthful, and he was saying that God told him this, or God wanted him to do this. It wasn't to harm, it was to expose the corruption and greed within your governmental systems. Go watch the movie, look at it through a different point of view, opposed to, oh, it's just a movie. It's not. It's telling you something. He ended up losing his family because he went on national TV in front of a bunch of people and said that God told him a flood was coming. But what the flood was caused from, it was caused from greed, cutting corners, building dams. And the dam was about to break, so that's where the flood came. save people. But in order to do that, he ended up losing his family until that consciousness, Christ consciousness of God, went to them and told them, family is, some people don't think that family is important. They'll run away from family instead of fighting for it. Sometimes it's not about just going away and going in a corner. Even if you get fucking hollered out, keep your fist to yourself. Say those things that cause you pain. If you're holding it all in and you're festering and festering and festering, it's not that person's fault. It's your own fault for not allowing yourself to face that fear of expressing how you feel. They say, what's that saying? Real men don't cry, or real women don't cry, or big girls don't cry. Fuck, they don't. A true, genuine person will allow themselves to experience their feelings and learn how to keep your fucking hands to yourself. I've said it many a times, you don't have to go public with this. Sit in front of a camera and talk to that person. Like, look in the camera and talk as though you're talking to that person, or you're talking to somebody that you would give advice to that's experiencing the same thing as you. What advice would you give them? And then it's asking yourself, why am I not following myself? I don't tell people to get outside and walk anymore because I haven't been doing it. So I would be a hypocrite. But it is the best thing for you. There's a lot of the time when my head feels like it's like pressure. And right here, it's like fudge. It's like, get off me. Well, it ain't gonna get off you until you face whatever it is that you feel is on you. But what do I know? Except for the fact that I've experienced stuff, and I'm not gonna go by what a book says. It's a garbage. The people, it's not about being told. It's not about rules and shit like that, because rules are made for those who they want you to follow the rules, but they will break every fucking rule and get away with it because they made the rule. So they know the fucking loophole. You're seeing a lot of that in your systems. Your systems are also good. God is breaking me. God is carrying me for more. And it's not because it's not love. It's because it's coming from the heart. I'm being pushed. Release the pain so that it no longer cripples me. This is good. Love is the way home. I say home is where the heart is. But where is your heart? The heart is within you. Had someone tell me, because I said about the goddess, well, God's not a woman. Who are you for? Like, seriously, who are you to fucking say that God is not a woman? Because God is actually two spirited energies. Because your book don't come out and say that. Which in certain words, yes, it does. It's all in how you interpret it. But wait, is it how you interpret it, or is it how somebody else interpreted it, and they're just telling you their theory? They call you conspiracy theorist. I go by experience. Even put in a thing this morning about the kingdom of God, about the verse where it says about the kingdom of God is within you, Luke 17:20-21. And I don't support the Bible, but I had to find that out for myself. And then I put about like every book, every Bible has different versions. It's all in how the writer wrote it. Because it wasn't in Jesus' words or Yeshua's words, however you refer. It was what somebody observed. Maybe you just came upon something but you didn't see the rest of it. So you weren't going to see. The Bible wasn't written per se by God, as people like to say, but there's going to be some there's going to be some people that's going to throw shit at me. Bring it. I'm not saying you've got to believe the way I believe, because you're going to believe how you believe. But are you believing it because it's how you believe, or are you believing it because it's how somebody tells you? Holy, isso é totalmente. Isso não precisa muito bem, Greta. See, I know that there are people in my family that understand, because when I had someone pass within my family, some of my family members said, "Don't stop, don't stop talking like that with different languages." My more immediate family, they don't like it. Well, you weren't like this before. I didn't die before. Well, yeah, I did die before, but it was this last time that I died and remembered what I was dying for. I always knew that my family meant more to me than money. And looking good for other people, because you fight for family, even if they don't understand it or they don't like you for what you bring forward. I know why. And I know why they didn't show me or let me remember. They showed me, they didn't let me remember what it was. Just let me remember that it was like going into shock, and it was that part of saying you gotta let go, and then you just let go, and it's just like, yeah, and then it's like just duplicate, and because massive and peaceful. Then you have dreams of what you see, what you experienced, and if you think this is the only Earth, seriously, that's how fucking gullible we are. That part of just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. You're just not seeing it because your frequency or your feelings are not there. Some people are seeing two moons. They're seeing like different planets are coming in. division, and people say, "Oh, well, that's just a trick." Is it just a trick, or is it the other side saying it's a trick? So to control you, the mark of the beast. You're already in the mark of the beast. I am smart, and I did wipe it on my pants. Feel like a little good. Want to ridicule me for that? Good. Oh, you're lady. You're supposed to be prim and proper. Fuck you. Who are you to say what's right for somebody else? I don't feel shame for like wiping my snot on my sleeves when I got nothing else to wipe it on. If you're embarrassed by me, oh well, go away then, because I'm not embarrassed by me. Oh, better sit up. Okay. Don't forget to use the right forks. The only fork I fucking know is the one that I hold in my hand, and I use it for the same thing every fucking time. So I guess I wouldn't fit in it if you like fancy all. People aren't allowed. Aren't I told you can't be yourself. If you're yourself, then you go to this way. Just go to the you don't fit in. You don't fit in. So we don't want you on our team. Oh, good. Guess what? I don't care because I probably wouldn't want to be on your team anyways if you're that critical. If you want to throw shit and say just because of someone's appearance or because somebody walks, talks, eats your food. I had somebody tell me like where I'm at, like there's always like all you ever see is ugly people. The ugly people are the ones that have the ugliness within themselves that say about other people's physical appearance being ugly. When you start healing your heart, healing within, your whole physical demeanor, whole physical appearance changes. Your look is projected from the mood you are in. People go out and, snobby guys with those. Doesn't mean that they're depressed. It just means, they're relaxed that day and they really don't feel like they have to get all dolled up in order to go to a fucking store. And my cousin writing that on there, it's like, I didn't have to. I didn't have to bring forward any fucking information that I researched to look into. Or same, that's like from what I understand, the same person caused somebody else seeing things that they didn't see within the systems. You shun your own pain until you start seeing it for yourself. And I don't care if you like me. because there was never really a relationship in that family anyways. I didn't stop going to see my grandmother. And like I won't stop, because I didn't feel like I was wanted there. He's like, what? Like every time you look at me, you see something, you see a secret. Because some people they feel like they're the dirty little secret within the family, but they know that there's something. But no one says shit about it if it had most it, even if it was something that would be least in your own me. But I know that my mom has not left. I know that my loved ones have not left. I know that my loved ones, the ancestors, have been leaving me signs, showing me signs, bringing things to me in different ways. It's part of bringing out another truth in the family that we all keep trying to hide because we're afraid of the outcome of it all. It's been going through me constantly how I'm gonna like how to act or what have you. And I feel that somebody's throwing shit at me. It's like, does it get you through every day to fucking cause pain on somebody else because you don't want to look at your own? This is a spirit to spirit. My whole channel is about spirit to spirit. So if you're feeling anything from this, then I guess that's a spirit that's connected to you. Or maybe it's something you experienced yourself or something you said. I know that had I not had to go through the shit that I've been going through, I would have settled for something that probably would have made me very unhappy because I worked in family law. And where I worked, I was like, I liked doing my job, but I didn't like the environment of it because I felt like it wasn't for the right reasons. But it was more about the money than it was about helping families and helping children. I'm not here to divide people. It's about seeing the light within yourself, going through that darkness. Because I can tell when somebody is really being genuine with their feelings. You think or you just say like you think I'm feeling that way, or you think you're fucking right. It's not about a matter of thinking; it's a matter of knowing, and you just won't come out and say that you are because everybody hates somebody being right, especially if it's about something like that, their feelings or their words. They'll say and say it, and fucking well. But then it's like when you tell somebody else's story, twisting it all. Because I know what my younger son is true. And I don't care. People like things. My youngest son comes to me and his own father told him. that as long as he had a relationship with me, he wanted nothing to do with it. Seriously. When I got custody of my youngest son, it was because he came to my house for the weekend. And when he was supposed to go to school, what did he do? He had to sneak his own toys. What did he do? He ran upstairs and hid because he didn't want to go back to his father's. And it was not because he was getting his own way at my house. So I contacted the school and I told the school that he wouldn't be in for personal reasons. And what did the teacher do? The teacher called the father. Oh, well, he's not coming to school today. So what did the father do? The father called the police to come to my house and get my son. I was told that if I didn't let him go, I would be arrested. And that tore me apart. Because all the times that his father kept him from me, I even have recordings of conversations. But still, I understand how shit about me. And all I wish was this. And the cop told the police officer told me, I still remember her name. She said, I'm sorry. I understand. We have to do this. So she went and talked to him. 21 days later, his father contacted me. I've been because he was sick. He dropped him off. So 21 days later, it takes 21 days for child protection to do an investigation. What my son told the police officer, to this day, I don't know. Because obviously it was something between my son and the police officer. But from the time of 99 when he was taken from me to the day that he was brought back to my home, I never stopped fighting. I never gave up. Because to me, freedom isn't work. They say finding God, like relying on God, it's your heart. Relying on what your heart is guiding you to. What is your heart teaching you? What is it showing you that is most important? Sometimes you do have to walk away. For people to see your worth, for you to see your worth. It's not that you think you're better than other people. It's just you're more ready to heal. Do be ready. And that's the hardest because it tears you physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And I do say spiritually. And era assunto do ela tinha um assunto do restaurante sítio. Muito gostei. That's up to you. If you actually want to understand what it is and bring it forward, that it's not to frustrate, it's not to guilt you, it's not to ridicule you, it's to show you I feel you and I understand in ways. But I struggle with the part of why can't people see this for themselves. So I'm gonna leave it. 111:55 on the timer, is it? Esse que daqui a pouco é muito foda. There are 773,692 words in the Bible, but not once we find the word worry among them. The conclusion is obvious. If worry is not in God's vocabulary, it should not be in ours. We're trained to worry. Because the more you worry, you think that you're missing out on something that you are. You're missing out on what's real, what's true, what's genuine. People with goals succeed because they know where they're going. With that being said, send you all much love, light, many blessings, most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting, willing to receive and accept. I want you all to be big, bold, brave. Most importantly, be yourself. Be authentic. Be true to yourself. Be true to others. Be who you are, not who somebody says you are or you have to be. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. And know that you have more strength than you can comprehend. Sending you all love. Have a great weekend.